Welcome back to Infinity Beyond, where tonight's exploration continues through the shifting sands of time. In the last segment, we ventured into the physics and philosophy behind time, discovering how Einstein, gravity, and even our own brains influence how we experience this invisible dimension. Now, let's step back even further, not just in thought, but in history. How did ancient civilizations experience and measure time, long before atomic clocks and GPS corrections? The answer is as diverse as human culture itself. From Babylon to Beijing, from the Andes to the Nile, humans have always tried to capture the flow of time, using shadows, stars, water, fire, and stone. Let's begin in ancient Egypt, where timekeeping was closely tied to the cycles of the Nile and the stars. The Egyptians built elaborate sundials and developed a 24-hour day system, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness, based on the movement of the sun and certain Decan stars that rose at different times of night. Their priest astronomers were deeply concerned with precision, especially in timing religious rituals aligned with cosmic rhythms. Over in Mesopotamia, the Babylonians based their understanding of time on lunar and planetary cycles. They divided hours and minutes into units of 60, a system we still use today, because 60 is easily divisible by many numbers. They were among the first to keep detailed astronomical records, recognizing that patterns in the heavens could be used to predict earthly events. Their calendars were both practical and mystical. In China, the ancient Chinese used water clocks as early as 4,000 years ago. These ingenious devices, which allowed a controlled flow of water to mark intervals, were used alongside gnomons, vertical sticks that cast shadows to indicate the time of day. But more than just tools, these clocks were symbols of harmony between heaven and earth. The emperor's astronomers aligned celestial and seasonal cycles with imperial rule, believing that cosmic balance ensured political stability. The Maya civilization in Central America had one of the most advanced calendars of the ancient world. They tracked the movements of Venus with stunning accuracy and used multiple interlocking calendars to chart religious and agricultural cycles. One of these was the famous Long Count calendar, which some people mistakenly thought predicted the end of the world in 2012, but in truth, the Mayans saw time as cyclical, not linear, an eternal return rather than a ticking clock. Even Stonehenge in England, mysterious as it may be, is believed by many to be an ancient solar calendar. Its massive stones are aligned with the solstices, moments that would have held great spiritual and agricultural significance for Neolithic peoples. It's clear that throughout history, humans have looked up to the skies not just for wonder but for order. Timekeeping was never merely scientific, it was sacred. It dictated when to plant and harvest, when to fast and feast, when to crown kings or worship gods. But these systems weren't just about counting hours or days. They were ways of weaving human life into the rhythms of the cosmos. By observing the sky, ancient peoples saw themselves as part of something vast and meaningful. In many ways, timekeeping was a spiritual act, an effort to synchronize the human soul with the heartbeat of the universe. What's truly fascinating is that despite the diversity of methods, cultures across the world converged on similar principles. The importance of cycles, days, months, years, reflected a deep understanding of the patterns of nature. This is something modern life, with its digital clocks and artificial lighting, often causes us to forget. And so, as we rush from meeting to meeting or scroll endlessly through timelines and deadlines, perhaps there's wisdom in looking back. The ancients didn't just measure time, they respected it. They aligned with it. They lived in harmony with the sun's arc, the moon's phases, and the stars' eternal dance. In our next segment, we'll turn our attention to biological time, how plants and animals, including humans, are hardwired to perceive and respond to the passage of time. From circadian rhythms to the aging process, we'll see how time lives not just in the cosmos, but in our very cells. Until then, take a moment, step outside, look at the stars. Somewhere, long ago, someone just like you did the same, and saw not just beauty, but a cosmic clock ticking silently through the night.